absolute best.
Yeah, they had us the first half. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, could be Wayne.
I think I got my swagger back. Oh.
I love it, baby.
Them orange britches. Something about them orange britches.
Tennessee wins. Brought us by Tennessee, Jawan Jennings. Jennings makes the catch.
Ball hit high in the air into right field. Going back is Sayre. And Tennessee can say hello, win column. A grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You can't draw it up any better.
We just won a basketball game, and we're very happy right now.
McGrath for the win. He got it. If you don't like college football and you watch this one, I'm not sure what your problem is.
Reddit did to do, and welcome into more important issues. It is Sunday, August 27th, and I'm so freaking just giddy right now. It's football season, dude. Week 0 this week. Week 0 sucks after week 0. Like going into it, man, fired up. I was talking about.
Can we all agree that week 0 just sucks in general, but it's football, so people watch those games?
Like I woke up Saturday fired up.
Yeah.
And now, like this morning, I woke up and I was like, God, that was awful. But
this complete disappointment.
This is week 1, and now I'm fired up beyond just whatever happened this week. That Navy Notre Dame game, at least like Notre Dame looked fine. Like it was like entertaining. It wasn't just bad football the whole time.
Good to win the first bet of the year.
That's 100% true. Although all mine were parlays, so I also didn't win at the same time.
First leg of the year.
First leg of the year. Hey, we're chopping wood, baby. Just little by little.
Yeah.
It was a good set. They were all free bets. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So yeah, it's all fine. But yeah, man,
what a
freaking...
when you're rich like us, it doesn't.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on. What do you? Yeah, you just lose it. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Water under the bridge, not over the bridge. That would be bad. But man, what a good weekend to get going. It's one of those things like Sunday almost doesn't feel like normally I would say Monday is week 1 starting, but I'm so fired up. I'm just going to say Sunday's week 1 now.
Yeah. I love how everybody's like, it's game week. I'm like, I mean, technically, but
there's no NFL football this Sunday. So I think it is. I think that's why this Sunday week 1 gets to count. Like no real NFL football.
Oh, okay. I was just saying like game week, like game prep starts Monday, not like,
oh, maybe for you, man. They're in there on Sundays grinding.
Maybe.
Man, it is a good time to be back. It sucks that it's in Nashville. I'll say it. Go ahead and say it because I'm going to say it a billion times. It sucks that it's in Nashville, but
we're going to have a blast. It's going to be
so
much fun. We're going to be at the Thomas Edwards release party on Friday night. Saturday, we're tailgating in where are we going?
I don't know. Is it R? So I was just texting. Shout out Joel. Just texting him about it. I was like, I don't know a lot, but we'll see you. We'll see you there.
Is he going to be there?
Yeah.
Is he coming with us Friday?
No.
I'll text him.
I mean, he's not. Like, it's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, but you can try.
Okay, I'll try.
Yeah, that Friday's gonna be fun. I'm gonna get there as fast as I can. If you see me, if you are a state trooper and you see a 4Runner driving really fast on I-40 West, just think like
just
that
salute
Caleb and just just send me on my actually escort me.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Escort me, yes. Actually, don't ignore me. Get out in front. Lead the charge for the Vols.
Yeah, we're for the blue, so yeah, I feel like we need more friends that are cops. I don't really know any.
Pass.
Yeah.
We support you though. Just know that.
And, just give us an escort, and then
if you'd like for me to support you from the back on Friday night, I will.
Whoa.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You heard that correctly. Gonna be a good weekend in Nashville though. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Excited to see some friends we haven't seen in a while. And then cheer on the Vols. I mean, those are friends we haven't seen in a while, I guess, either. So
yeah,
it all collectively works.
Yeah, the low places.
That's right. You think they'll play it because it's a home game? Is it? See, and that's what makes me mad. It's a home game. They're not gonna run through the tee. We're not going to get friends in low places.
This is our week 0, okay? You got to get the kinks out for, I guess, Austin P. Maybe this is a slap in the face for Virginia. They couldn't even, get a home game.
For their week 1?
Yeah.
It's not a home game for us either, though.
Well, I'm saying, they couldn't even get a true away game either.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We didn't think they were good enough to even pay to come to our stadium. Spin zone.
Still pissed off about it. don't get me started. But I'm still excited. I mentioned it. I am fired up. My dog got his Sunday bath, and his power T collar is about to go on, or not power T collar. His checkerboard collar is about to go on for week 1. A little ceremony, get fired up for football season. Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good day. It's a good day to be a Vol. Good day to be a Vol. We're gonna talk some college football though. Little week 0, little week 1, all of that fun stuff. We're continuing our position preview. Landon, I didn't mention it at all. Landon skipped South Carolina. I'm fine with it. I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah.
So if you want to be miserable, just call me and I'll complain to you if you'd like.
Yeah, I don't really want to. My spirits are too high right now to go down that road, so I'm good.
Go watch it yourself if you want. Start your own podcast. Watch it yourself. Do that.
Yeah, if you feel yourself too high and you want to come down back to earth, go watch the South Carolina game.
And if you're a Tennessee fan, it's going to come at some point in some form or fashion. Maybe if you're one of these, some Tennessee fans are already really pissed off about the Thompson Bowling Arena. So maybe that's your low for the week.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Pass it with that.
You figure it out, though. You figure it out. I think that's it. If you got questions, drop them in the chat. And if you're on Twitter, re-X this. CC all your friends on it. Do all that stuff. Like it, share, follow, Facebook, share. YouTube. If you're on YouTube, shout out to you. You're a grinder. We appreciate you. And do however you do on YouTube. I don't know.
Subscribe.
I don't know how YouTube works. Can
Yes.
you share on YouTube though?
Yeah. Well, they have a share button, but I think you can just send the link. So yeah, do that.
Email it to a few people.
Subscribe it so you're always in the chat there. Please do that.
And make sure you email us to everyone at work.
Our
Everyone at work
subscribers
should
are kind of weak on YouTube, so please do that.
Everyone at work should walk into an email with this link on Monday.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's our new rule.
Yeah. Company all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. Before we get into it, though, I do want to tell you guys about some of our special friends. It's Underdog. Underdog is Knoxville's best sports collectible store with a wide selection of UT cards, autographs, and memorabilia. Whether you're looking for a Peyton Manning autographed helmet or the most recent Topps baseball card release, you'll find it at Underdog. The shop is owned by UT graduates and proudly supports UT sports by hosting NIL events throughout the year. Stop by the 640 Plaza at 4452 Western Avenue in Knoxville. Definitely near a Domino's. They're open 6 days a week with live YouTube shows 3 nights per week. Remember, always bet on the underdog. I don't think I bet on a single underdog this week. And the Minutemen of the University of Massachusetts absolutely took it to New Mexico State.
I think San Diego State was a...
Were they an underdog?
No, they weren't. Ohio was. I think
yes.
I took Ohio, and they are trash.
And they are... Yeah, well, you got to let them get a couple weeks of action in before you really start getting on the MAC teams.
Yeah, they were trash. USC also not impressed.
I'm not either. San Jose State, I don't know what they're like this year. Weren't they fairly good last year though?
I don't think they're terrible, but I mean, having a team like that USC, score 28 points and the way they kind of did it, yikes. I mean, they had one guy, I think he rushed for 100 yards on 6 carries.
Right. Also, I kept talking trash about Jacksonville State beating who'd they beat? Help me out. They're no longer FCS, though, is what I was going to say. They just moved up this year. I don't know ball. I'll admit it firsthand. They moved up divisions, so they are They're FBS now.
UTEP. They beat UTEP.
UTEP. So sorry, I don't know ball. Hand up.
The Miners. Also, that was a conference game. Interesting.
Oh, good for them.
Week 0. Yeah.
Does Conference USA have more than 6 members now? Why are they playing? A conference game in week 0.
I don't know.
Well, I guess there was a Big Ten week 0 game last year in Ireland.
Yeah, they're just like, why wait? Let's
get into it.
Yeah.
All right. I actually kind of like that. There was
Florida International and Louisiana Tech also.
Maybe it's this year that Conference USA has like 15, and next year is the restructure. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
I love like seeing all these teams and like their quarterback pops up. I'm like, that sounds familiar.
Because he was at like a Big 12, Big 10 SEC school like 2 years ago.
Yeah. So Louisiana Tech quarterback Bogmeyer, he was at Boise State.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of like it. Like I kind of like that you get to see.
He didn't really have to trade out his blue. You know, if he just had some basic blue, maybe had to take some thread out for Boise State, and he was good to go.
The cleats work still.
Yeah.
You didn't have to break anything new.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. It's a good point. Also, just making fun of conferences. One of the only games on in week 0 and you can't watch. One of the only games that I really wanted. So 3 games this week that I was like, I'm going to watch. Notre Dame Navy, Vanderbilt Hawaii, USC San Jose State. Couldn't watch USC San Jose State because it was on the Pac-12 network. That's hilarious and tells you everything you need to know about the Pac-12. I don't know where you purchased the Pac-12 network, actually.
I thought it was like part of like Fox.
I thought it was part of ESPN. Or is that I guess that's ACC. I don't know, but I get every other network. Every single one. And I don't get the Pac-12. So I'm just not aware of how to even acquire it. I don't know if I have to like create a fake profile and then pretend I'm an athlete and get recruited to do it. I don't know. I don't understand how to do it. I'm a rower at Stanford. Can I get the Pac-12 network now?
Always when football season gets here, I always love like I start watching TV again.
Mm-hmm.
And
I started watching last week live TV to prepare for this week.
Yeah, you had to.
I watched late night a couple of nights, yeah.
But when we first bought like the streaming package, my wife was like, you know, spouting off all the stuff we got with it. I'm like, cool. And she's like, and we have the Big Ten network if you want to watch some ass. So
I love that story because I also love that she could probably name like what, 3 Big Ten teams? Ohio State, Michigan, and then she's probably going to get like Michigan State or Northwestern or something like that. So she probably named 3. Yeah. So I just like that she is just like regurgitating what you said, which I appreciate.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she has no clue what Big Ten football looks like, but she also probably knows
that's good, man. Like that means you're just teaching people. Like you,
the
like
probably
just a good teacher.
The only Big Ten football she's probably ever watched is when Tennessee used to play a Big Ten team in a bowl game every year and just beat the crap out of them.
It was always one of the worst ones. Iowa, Northwestern. Although I mean, we got to go back to that Iowa game.
Nebraska.
Nebraska. Yeah, we do have to wonder like, were they just betting against themselves? Because Iowa was the team on that kickoff return where he's fallen out of bounds and throws it back into bounds in the Tax Slayer Bowl.
Yeah.
Indiana one time in the Tax Slayer Bowl. Yeah, good God.
It's unreal.
Maybe it's fun being a middle of the pack SEC team. I don't know.
Yeah. What's that like?
We have not experienced it in a few years, so
it's been nice.
Yeah.
A few years has been like what, 1, 2 maybe?
Middle of the pack SEC team? I mean, pretty much the entire Jeremy Pruitt, I would not argue we were middle of the pack.
Okay. Yeah.
And then like definitely the last year of Bush
Jones. And then we just skipped the middle. We went from bottom to like top tier.
I'm glad you're confident. Go win. Pat McAfee picked us as the dark horse to win the SEC on game day.
Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree. I would say dark horse would be. I'm not picking it, but
his argument was he's like, I don't know if they're exactly a dark horse, but they're plus 1,500 odds, which would make us a dark horse. I would say we're a dark horse. I would say we're a dark horse just because you presumably have to beat Georgia to get to Atlanta. Presumably.
Yeah, I mean that's
Georgia's really good.
You got to take care of business, but yeah, if you beat Georgia, if Alabama's, you could lose to Alabama if you still beat Georgia, you're still in it.
Well, that's why I say presumably beat Georgia, because technically you could lose 1 or 2 games if Georgia lost more than that, and you lost to them. But presumably, yeah, exactly. Presumably you have to beat Georgia, which I think makes the odds,
yeah,
ridiculous. Georgia did lose a running back, I think, this week. I don't know if they confirmed if he's out for the season.
Yeah, that running back room's pretty thin.
It's getting thin, yeah. And they're it's interesting. They are bringing in a new
Robinson.
Yes. They are bringing in a new quarterback, but I mean, all signs point to him being better than the mailman. So,
yeah, Mailman's had a tough road in preseason. Not great.
No, he looked good. Like what? I guess the first week of preseason.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh
And
my
now-
god, he's so good," and then it's like, "Oh,
Just had to get some tape on him, like they didn't have. I love that argument for NFL quarterbacks. Like he's not been in college for several years, and there's
Mhm.
not tape out there on him.
no, yeah."
But yeah, no, I mean presumably better. But I don't mean to like just start talking Georgia. But yeah, I mean I don't see this being the year Tennessee gets to Atlanta for a lot of reasons, and one of them is that Georgia's just really freaking good still, no matter what. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible. Just right now, I don't think it would be easy to predict it. I have heard a lot of like dark horse, not to get to Atlanta, but to be one of the better teams in the East, specifically in Kentucky. It's just hilarious to me.
God, who did it? Desmond Howard had his top 4.
Yep.
Michigan, I feel like they're always going to be in his. Texas, Alabama, and there was somebody else.
He had Michigan in it, didn't he? Did you say Michigan? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said Michigan.
Okay.
Yeah.
I obviously was paying attention. Don't worry about me.
I think I bookmarked it because.
Well, I'm at the point, especially was it last year that he had A&M in it, or was that the year before?
Yeah, that was last year.
I think his is just a parody list. No.
All right, I got it here. Alabama, Florida State, Michigan, and Texas.
Honestly, Texas is probably the only one that I would say is absurd.
Yeah, it's but the fact that you don't have Georgia in is kind of
That's dumb. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida State, I know I'm not like saying Florida State, this is the year, but they're in the ACC. In terms of roads to get there,
they got to go through one team.
Well, count LSU too, week 1. But we saw LSU week 1 last year. It was a completely different LSU team. Who knows what they're going to see?
Right. Well, even if they lose LSU, they could run the table. They're probably still in it.
Right, 100%. But you don't want to lose that week 1 game. Doesn't give you a lot of room for error after that.
Yep.
Which I hate to get into this debate, but it does make college football a little bit more fun. That you really can only lose 1 game.
Yeah. Even Brutus knows.
Yeah. I don't know what he's whining about.
Probably
that he's having to wear a bathrobe.
I do love that Notre Dame kind of set everybody up. They're just like, guys, we are good this year again. And
Sam Hartman, baby. Sam Hartman.
All to be crumbling down in like 4 or 5 weeks.
Do they play Marshall again?
Probably, yeah. I do like Sam Hartman.
I do like Sam Hartman. I don't think he's a great quarterback, but I like Sam Hartman.
You don't think
he's
so?
one of the few, huh?
You don't think he's a great quarterback?
Great? I don't know if I'd put him in great. I thought he looked pretty good.
Maybe great is a
right. I thought he looked pretty good yesterday.
Yeah. Touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, I think like the programs he's been at, Notre Dame kind of toes that line of like how good they are, and their schedule this year is like they've got some challenges on it for sure. Which they normally have a few challenges. It's just not a grind week in, week out or whatever. But no, I mean, I think it's gonna be exciting to see what Sam Hartman does at Notre Dame.
It's kind of what they were missing was a good quarterback.
Right. And I think the best part about Sam Hartman, which I can appreciate, is I think now that Alabama has a mediocre quarterback as their starter, not that they wouldn't have anyways. And I know they haven't technically declared a starter yet, but they brought in that guy in July.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably starting.
I also love that everybody who was on that QB1 show is transferred.
Good point. It's a good point.
Like all was 2 seasons?
I think it's just 2 seasons, maybe 3. 2, I think.
Okay. And Sam Hartman was like a little kid, and then he transferred to the school his high school coach went to. And
to be fair, Sam Hartman's transfer was kind of cool because that he went from a good program to an absolutely terrible one.
Terrible one, yeah.
And like he got frustrated some, but for a high school kid to keep his composure the way he did during the season, that was pretty impressive. Like I think you said you like Sam Hartman. I'm in the same boat. Like I'll cheer for Sam Hartman.
Yeah.
The other ones, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Tate Martell, honestly. Where's he at now? Arena football?
Is he not in his like 9th year? I think him and Juwan Mitchell are going, side by side on how many schools they can get into.
You put that on your resume?
I don't know.
I was accepted and admitted into.
Do you know how many schools Juwan Mitchell has been to?
No, I thought it was 3. No, is it more than that?
Well, he came from junior college, and he went to some schools before junior college too. So I think Colorado is his 9th school since he's.
I didn't realize he landed at Colorado.
School. Yeah,
I'm not saying the transfers aren't the right fit for prime, but it seems like everything we know about Juwan Mitchell probably not the fit for a prime program.
Yeah, but he's just one in the like 85 that they have. They have like 85 new players on this team,
which kind of makes me real nervous about TCU Colorado. Because to be fair, while I think they're going to suck, you really have no clue what's going to happen.
Right? Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be.
Don't bet on that game. Sure. No matter what you think, do not bet on that game.
No, I'm with you.
Unless you maybe take like TCU money line. That's the only, and I would bet they're going to be favored too much to want to touch it.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at it yet, though.
Vanderbilt looking pretty terrible.
Yeah. What's his name? I mean, he doesn't have much help. No.
Swan? Swan?
The running back. Is that Swan?
Oh, no, that's the quarterback.
That's what I thought. He's the number 1, I think. This is how much I give a crap about Vanderbilt, by the way. I only watched the only 2 Vanderbilt games I watch is when they play in week 0 and Tennessee. Patrick Smith, I mean, like he had a couple good runs. I just not having a ton of help, my friend.
Yeah, their DBs are pretty terrible. So that's, I mean, licking my chops for that one to end the year on. Yeah.
They also had that wide receiver McGowan take one to the house. Apparently Jonathan was telling me he runs like a low 10 something 100.
Yeah, he's a track guy.
Yeah. So he looked fast. I believe it. In pads, baby. So
yeah, game.
I mean, to be fair, they are going to get a lot of chances to return kicks this year.
Yeah, he might lead the country in yards. So
Clark Lee's playing chess, guys. He's like, listen, my best player is returning kicks. To return more than 1 kick a game, I've got to get scored on. Just playing chess out here. I also like that they are just leaning into our stadium is terrible right now.
Oh my God. Also, they can get 2 cranes to hold up some bed sheet, and we couldn't get a crane to, take down the Butch Jones.
I already hit the tweet on that one. Don't worry.
Did you?
Oh yeah, you didn't see that?
I didn't know.
I thought it was someone better work. I was like, in an alternate universe, Beverly Davenport is still waiting on a crane while Vanderbilt hoards all of them to hold up their stadium. Yeah, no, it's that was a good visual for all the Tennessee fans that are still, like we talked about, living in those years right there. I also like that in the middle of the like rain delay, I guess, whatever delay it was, it's like swaying onto the field.
Oh yeah, I mean,
with massive speakers hanging from it. We almost got a Woodstock 99 in Nashville. I can't wait for that 30 for 30.
I mean, somebody's going to be like, yo, we should have a concert and this is how it should go.
To be fair, everyone in the vicinity is already wearing a hard hat. Why not?
Yeah.
Tell me why not. OSHA won't say a word.
Mm-hmm. Put your safety goggles on too.
Yeah. Everybody has to wear those. What are the glasses that you wear at sports?
Rec specs.
Yeah, everyone's got to have rec specs on for this one.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That is one thing I never did. I played blind before I would let my parents buy me rec specs.
Yeah.
And I did. I played soccer blind for like 6 years.
It's hard to look super athletic in those things.
Although, I mean, think about it. If you could look athletic in them, how athletic are you? I think if you see an athletic kid in rec specs, you offer them a scholarship right there.
Yeah, it's a good point. Because growing up, no one's best player wore rec specs.
Bingo. You see a kid on a basketball
This
court.
is no offense to anybody who wore rec specs growing up, but you were not the best player on the team.
Sorry. No. As a guy who wore glasses in many sporting events, you were not. I promise. And listen, part of it may be your depth perception's off. How can you hit threes with your depth perception off? I don't know. It is what it is there. But yeah, week 0 all in all, man, was fun. Shout out to YouTube TV. The multi-screen rocks. Love it. I'm going to have to get a bigger TV for my living room. Not that it doesn't look good, but when I used to have like a 79-inch TV or something at my old apartment,
and nice flex.
It wasn't mine, so I'll flex it. And each TV was 32 inches. That was amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out week 0. Glad you're over.
100%. Week 1. What's your most, besides Tennessee? Because I'm sure you're excited for that one. What game are you most excited for?
I think LSU Florida State is one that you got to circle. It is on Sunday. That's weird, but
which I was about to say. I think my
Sunday
two most
football is kind of cool.
I was about to say I think my most exciting games are on days that aren't Saturday. It's
Florida Utah,
and then LSU Florida State. Also I'll get a little fired up for Border War, South Carolina, North Carolina. Yeah,
that'd be a good one. Colorado TCU. I just want to see what Colorado looks like.
Honestly, yeah.
I have they kind of remind me of Bishop Sycamore.
Okay. Have you watched that documentary yet?
No, I need to.
Insane.
Is it?
It is insane.
How many episodes is it just one?
I've only watched one. I think it's just one.
Okay.
It's like 2 hours long, maybe hour and a half.
Oh, it's like the Johnny Manziel people, right?
No, this is HBO or Max or whatever. I watched it on your account, so.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. Don't worry, I used guest. So you can go back and watch it on your own. But yeah, it's just the stories in it are hilarious. And like there are some good points towards the end. They're like, you have to understand the reason Bishop Sycamore could happen is because we allow places like IMG to happen in high school, in like interscholastic football, which is like a semi-fair point. But apparently there were like teams trying to schedule Bishop Sycamore after all, like not all of this came out, but all the fake school, the playing 2 games within like 4 days or whatever it was came out. Yeah, it's insane. Absolutely insane.
I can't wait to watch that. I love the coach in it, and he's just like,
oh, he has no remorse, 0 remorse.
Oh yeah, you can tell by the way he's just talking in that video. He's just like, yeah, I did it.
He had the players to pay for like the school they were going to take out PPP loans. And then when confronted by it, he was like, why would I scam or why would I trust the United States government? They're going after me right now. And I'm like, probably for fake PPP loans, my guy.
Right.
It's hilarious.
UTSA Houston will probably be a good game too.
Yeah, I'm really hoping UTSA somehow is not good this year. Did you know how they tried to put UT Martin on the upset alert list after Bama last year? Mm-hmm. Trap game type deal. UTSA is in a position where trap game's not right, but like you're getting ready to play SEC opponents.
Yeah. Too many people have circled it as a trap game for it to actually be a trap game.
I hope you're right.
South Carolina was a trap game.
Okay.
We're like, guys, all we got to do is win. And
dude, I the moment all of those teams escaped upsets, I knew it was coming. Not in that fashion. I didn't think it would happen like that, truly. But it just didn't feel good.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, they still don't worry. They still fooled me the way it occurred. I still got.
I'm trying to think. Coastal Carolina and UCLA play. That's probably a good game, maybe.
Okay. So Jim Harbaugh's not suspended now, right, for the East Carolina game?
He's not? I thought he was.
I thought they did something where they were like essentially appealing it. So he's not.
Oh.
Did you hear the story? So I was listening to I can't remember what his show is. Josh Pate, like After Dark, his show. He was talking about a Florida State or an LSU kid, excuse me, the one that got suspended for the game. Did you hear how that suspension occurred? Do you know the story?
It was like 2021. He did like
he signed autographs.
Yeah.
But so in 2022, It was like 5 guys. They shout out to Josh Pate for telling the story because I hadn't heard this before. They all got suspended for the same thing, but they were told by the NCAA, hey, you can choose which game you're suspended for. So they all chose whatever FCS opponent LSU played that year. The guy that's suspended for the Florida State game, he got hurt last year in the Florida State game. So this summer, the NCAA was like, hey, since you were injured, that game doesn't count as your suspension. Yeah. And this time around, we're not going to let you choose. You're suspended for week 1, which is Florida State. Is that not insane? Play the kid. Brian Kelly, if you have any balls on you, and I think you do because you sent a kid up in a scissor lift in a thunderstorm, play the kid.
Well, Vandy did the same thing last night.
Truly. I think it was Grit that had the tweet that was like, even Brian Kelly thinks this is a bad idea. Yeah. So that's just the NCAA is the most spineless organization. I mean, Live Tour is laughing at the NCAA at this point.
Yeah. Who cares? Like, who cares?
Brutus doesn't care. He's being a jerk tonight.
He's done. He's like, let's get on
what he's whining about. Season. Yeah, for real. I gotta give a shout out to my brother Sam Mitchell. He ran sound for us for the Paul Shelton interview. He's gonna be really mad if I don't do it again. I've already done it. I'm pretty sure. So shout out Sam Mitchell.
How did he say we haven't done it?
He says we haven't. I swear I have, but I'll trust him.
Yeah, we should have done it during the interview. That's on us.
We let it be known he was there.
Also, I want to do more live interviews. Live interviews are way better. No offense to anybody who's done this on this show. Like,
we want you to be live with us.
Exactly.
There's nothing to do with you. Everything to do with our setup.
Yeah.
Hot tub. Landon put water in it last week. We got it.
Yeah. Cleaned out, baby. It's ready to go.
I mean, we were sitting in it, it was like 70 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not outside in the hot tub.
Yeah.
I wish it was 70 degrees. Good God, this weather is killing me.
Yeah, it was warm today.
I've been inside pretty much all day, except to go to my car.
And then, like, the sun it's going to be hot in Nashville. Did you look at the weather already? It's going to be like it's going to be 90 degrees.
I'm not even going to do it. I'm not even going to look ever.
It's all right. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
All right. Let's get into some Tennessee talk. Let's get into this. Are we predicting? We getting into it? I thought we could predict the schedule a little bit because I feel like, I mean, it's going to be game week Thursday. Thursday we got to talk about Virginia.
Yeah, it's true. We got to really dial in here. Yeah. Are you wanting to go game by game? Or we going ceiling floor?
Yeah, I think that just that ceiling floor. I mean, I guess we could go game by game, but who are your? Let's talk about our losses.
Well, yeah, let's do losses and kind of like swing game, and then you'll know our guaranteed wins after that.
Okay.
I think right now you've got to assume Alabama being in Tuscaloosa, Georgia as good as they are, 2 losses right there. Tennessee's got to go consistently beat those teams before I believe Tennessee can consistently beat those teams.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Kind of you put up or shut up kind of mode there.
Can I ask you this? Which ones do you think is a more difficult game, at Alabama or Georgia at home?
Right now, what I know about the 2 teams, I think Georgia at home.
I'm kind of in the same boat. Yeah.
Now, once you see Alabama play, I'll have a better idea. But it's very clear how important the quarterback position is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people like that Alabama got Tommy Rees for some reason from Notre Dame. I don't know why you'd be. So
who?
Tommy Rees, the offensive coordinator.
Oh, I thought you meant their quarterback.
Tommy Rees.
I was
Tommy Rees. How do you say that?
Gotcha. I thought you were talking about their quarterback. I was like, I thought it was Buckner.
No, it is Tyler, I think.
Yeah, Tyler Buckner. Yeah.
And then, I mean, Kevin Steele. A lot of people love Kevin Steele. I don't think he's going to necessarily just fix the secondary all of a sudden.
Well, and he wouldn't even coach secondary really anyway. That's Nick Saban.
Good point.
Which I love that we just tore them apart. It just made it so much better.
Well, it's just so weird how much talent was in that secondary. And Tennessee tore them apart, but like they didn't look great all year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's just.
Well, the good thing is, like, that wasn't just an Alabama thing. Like, I mean, there's teams in the preseason that still can't figure out how to cover Jalen Hyatt. So,
Well, he can't run routes or catch. So just be warned. What? I don't want to get into that. I would, but I don't want to.
Show me where he can't run around.
I just don't get, like, do we really believe? I mean, yes, there are so many times.
I just want to make that into a clip, and anytime somebody bashes Jalen Hyatt, I just want to do that.
Well, I can go pull out like 4 or 5 touchdowns where, yes, he doesn't have to run a route because the scheme gets him that butt naked open. But there's also, he scored 17 touchdowns. He wasn't butt naked open 17 times.
Yeah.
And if he was butt naked open 17 times, it's also because he probably ran good routes on 10 or so of those.
Yeah, the scheme wasn't, on that one where he splits the DBs and takes to the house. The scheme was like, oh, yeah, he's open, but he had to run that route as crisp as he did and be as fast as he was to take that one to the crib.
There was one going towards the north end zone in the Alabama game where they want to say he just ran just a go. It was a double move. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to make it harder on himself? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sitting here saying Jalen Hyatt's the best wide receiver of all time, but the terrible take of he can't run routes is so old and proven wrong. I just don't know why we're still repeating it.
Yeah.
And then I don't know if we talked about this when I was venting about that one, but then I got hit with Cedric Tillman's probably going to be better than the pros. I agree with that. Cedric Tillman's probably built better to play longer and better in the NFL. That doesn't mean Jalen Hyatt can't run routes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my spiel for that. I'll leave it alone now.
Suck it.
All right. Swing games that I think are going to be very difficult. Texas A&M. I just say, again, kind of like the Alabama, I want to put that as a win, but we don't know what we're going to see. I'm in the boat of they should be a lot better this year. Bobby Petrino is calling plays, presumably. They won't say it, which makes me really happy. Maybe he won't be. And there'll be some inner fighting, I hope. But Bobby Petrino's a good football coach. If he does get to run his offense and call plays, I think Texas A&M will be improved. I still think they have a long way to go on both sides of the ball, though.
Yeah.
Their defense wasn't bad last year, but they failed at critical moments many times.
I mean, I think it's hard to predict a lot of these games because, we talked about how important the quarterback position is, and we're going to break down the quarterbacks after this. But everybody's kind of in a weird spot with quarterbacks besides Tennessee, South Carolina. UTSA has their starter. But everybody else is kind of like breaking in a new person or
at least Georgia.
They didn't have a good quarterback to start with.
Yeah, Georgia has their guy, so a little bit easier to predict. Virginia has their guy.
But we haven't seen Carson Beck.
That's fair. Yeah, but you're like Alabama, you don't even know who you're going to see by the time you play them.
Yeah, they don't either.
Right.
Florida's got Graham Mertz and man, there was a take the other day of ranking the quarterbacks. Graham Mertz is ranked ahead of Joe Milton.
Of course he is. I love that.
I think if I made up a school right now and I was the quarterback on it, I think I should be rated higher than Graham Mertz. We should get the coach from Bishop Sycamore. His quarterback should be ranked higher than Graham Mertz.
I'm not trying to out here and plead for Graham Mertz or anything, but wasn't there a game where he went 8 for 8 for
it was his first game,
50 yards? Yeah, well, and he only had to throw the ball 8 times, but he went 8 for 8 for 250 yards or something. So maybe they're just still riding that QB rating real high from that game.
Poor big cat. He probably bet the house on Wisconsin to win a national championship.
He probably had Graham Mertz as his Heisman after that.
Yeah,
and I respect it. I would have done the same thing for a Tennessee quarterback.
It is I guess that's a bet where you're okay to lose because it was gone after the second game.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have to he didn't have to ride it out and hope.
Yeah. No. You don't sweat that bet at all. Yeah, no, that one's but Florida's interesting because it's in the swamp, and that's really about it. Tennessee's not one in the swamp, and now this will be the 20th year anniversary since Tennessee's won there. So that makes that interesting. I think they're still going to be they're going to be a Florida football team in the sense they're still going to be really athletic, and there's going to be tons of dudes on the field on the defensive side of the ball specifically. But Tennessee should be better than them. There's just weird outside stuff that affects that game that makes me not put it in a guaranteed win column so easily.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we're going. Does that make it better or worse?
No, way worse. Way worse. And I was going to get to South Carolina after that. South Carolina is like, I want to put them in a win category. It's in Neyland. There's got to be a revenge aspect for last year for most of this football team. They wore you out, though, for 60 minutes. Mm-hmm. They did. So it's hard to just say, hey, this is a dub. Whereas Kentucky, sorry, it's going to piss y'all off. Dub. Anytime, anywhere. Lexington and -2, dub.
Yeah.
And Kentucky's probably in like a program-wise, probably much stronger than South Carolina as an entirety of a program.
Yeah, I hope they got I don't really know what their transfers look like besides they got Ray Davis, the running back from Vanderbilt, and they got Leary from NC State. But other than that, I don't know what their offensive line transfers look like, but their offensive line was abysmal last year.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I don't care who your running back is. I mean, you had probably one of the best running backs in probably Kentucky history in Chris Rodriguez, and you couldn't do anything.
Thought they had the best quarterback in Kentucky history too.
That too, yeah.
They thought that.
When in reality, besides Couch, it's probably Lynn Bowden Jr.
Probably. Hey, whoa, hefty lefty. Can't leave him off.
Oh yeah, I did forget him.
Can't leave him off the list.
Yeah, I think I'd rather play him than Lynn Bowden Jr. ever again.
I don't know, man. Didn't he win that like 6 overtime game against us? Wasn't that him?
God, I mean, what a statue. Speaking of like, I mean, he would have been.
There is not enough heavy metal in the world to build a statue for him.
Well, I was saying he was a statue, so he had to have a good offensive.
Whoa! My man was mobile for a big guy. Don't you dare! That dude can move. There's a reason he played the quarterback position.
I love what you said for a big guy.
Yeah. No, you got to throw that in there. I'm not going to put him in the Lynn Bowden Jr. category or anything.
I love, how like every year in like high school they list all the players and they list your like offensive and defensive position.
Uh-huh.
His was like quarterback / defensive line.
For sure. I think we should actually give away an award this year at the end of the year, like fastest for a big guy or can move for a big guy. Just keep an eye out for some big guy touchdowns.
Yeah.
Or a guy that scores a lot of touchdowns like Princeton Fant. Can move for a big guy.
I was thinking Amari Thomas in 21. I feel like you have to have that. Also, I did ask him the question when we interviewed him. I was like, how would you like get past me? He said he'd just bully me. So I don't know if he's he doesn't trust his speed.
Would you line up?
Would I line up? Oh yeah.
All right.
I mean, he would definitely bully me, but
right. But you would. That's the only important thing.
I'm definitely gonna hold him,
baby.
I'm gonna hold him and then hold on as he drags me to the quarterback.
Yeah, around his leg. Just I don't even know you could wrap like your arms around his legs. Tree trunks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Amari Tyler Barron. I know he's an edge guy, but he scores that should have been like 60-yard touchdown against Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Can move for big guy. That's a great example.
What about Elijah Simmons?
I got to see it, but I would love to give him that award.
I know he's hurt right now, but I feel like wearing number 10, like you have to be able to move to wear number 10.
Yeah, make that number look fast, baby.
Yeah. You got to earn it. You got to earn smaller
100%.
digits. All right, back to the schedule. That was a tangent.
Never us.
Yeah. UConn, dub.
It's going to be a civil conflict. We'll see.
Yeah, we're going to destroy them and Gino. Gino's going to feel that one. Missouri, dub. Yeah, they suck.
I might be going to that game too.
Are you?
Might be.
With who?
My brother. He may be going. I told him if he goes, I'll go. So.
Okay, if you go, I go.
I don't know if we have room in the truck, but we can make it.
All right. Deal. I'll just fly.
Of course you will. Someone's got money.
Georgia. Duh. No, I'm just kidding.
Clip
Clip
it.
I was on a roll.
Clip it. Georgia fans will be so angry at that. I can't.
Oh,
we got to
yeah.
clip that. We have to clip that. We're in the light. We're not in the light. We're in the response category. Like we're trying to get clicks, guys.
What's how does their schedule look at that point?
Probably like last year. Which, to be fair, I can't remember. It might have been Pate I was listening to too on this one. He was like, to be fair to Georgia, they don't have to play Georgia. So how hard can their schedule be? And I was like, I mean, I can't disagree with that.
I mean, they literally have Tennessee's schedule from last year, but we have to play Alabama.
They have Tennessee schedule from last year?
They got UT Martin. They got Ball State.
Wow.
Obviously,
UAB.
all the UAB. Did we play UAB last year? Or is that 2 years ago?
No. I was just saying who they have.
Okay.
I don't think we played UAB in a while. We played South Alabama last year.
Oh, and Charlotte. We played Charlotte a few years ago.
Yeah. They do have Georgia Tech. That'll be a really tough game to finish out the year.
Right. So it is right after Ole Miss. Maybe that's. I don't know.
Trap game? You putting it on there?
They're going to have to play a longer game. All the fake injuries that Ole Miss will have.
I think their offense will move fast enough for the fake injuries to occur.
Mm.
They do have to play Auburn, and the thing about Auburn, not that they're good, but they have Hugh Freeze, who is he's an expert in weird. And Auburn is an expert in weird. Jordan Hare is an expert in weird. That game could get real weird real fast.
I mean, props for Kirby Smart. I mean, going all out on this schedule, man. Really battle tested.
To be fair, does that team have to be battle tested?
They don't.
They're that good.
It just gives me something to talk crap about it.
Can we get okay? Yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Did you see who the starting quarterback for Georgia Tech is?
No.
Haynes King.
Wow. I did actually. I had heard that. I forgot. I'd heard that name recently.
Yeah.
Forgot even what team he was on. Speaking of transfers, interesting.
Could have been us. I just love players that were like, oh man, it sucks we missed out on them. They go to the school and end up transferring because they weren't good enough at that school either. So I don't know. God, that Jeremy Pruitt era was the worst.
Great time, right?
Yeah. God, we thought we were saved when we hired Jim Chaney too, and he was equally as bad. Which probably a lot of that is on Jeremy Pruitt, but you accepted the job.
Can we move on?
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. I've just heard that name a lot tonight. And you're like, I'm like to the point I'm like blanking out. Just like you're losing me. You're losing me at this point.
Vanderbilt, God, their logo. Big dub.
Let's clean this up.
Their logo looks like a butt plug. I mean, I just can't. Now that somebody made that on Twitter, I just can't.
Yeah, no, it's not that their logo doesn't look like a butt plug. Their logo just perfectly fits a butt plug.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. And if you don't know what a butt plug is, don't look it up.
Like they are the butt.
Just ask your parents.
Vanderbilt logo is the butt. Please
don't Google that. If there's kids listening out here, don't. Absolutely do not.
Yeah. So let's go floor.
So what did I? So floor's 8.
Yeah, I think floor's 8 and 4.
Because I think you get floor's 8. Floor may even be 9. I'll call it 8 because I'm kind of pessimistic. Your ceiling, I think your ceiling's 11. And that's like the best season I think you can have. Your ceiling's 11.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Whereas last year, I think I had our ceiling, our floor was 8 and our ceiling was 9, which ended up being actually really right, but probably should have been 10.
So what are you predicting?
My prediction, 9-3.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think it is Alabama, Georgia, and then I think you slip up in one game.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Well, I don't know if slip up's the right word because let me see what A&M looks like. That's probably why I'm saying 9-3 right now. And then slip up would be Florida or South Carolina or Kentucky. Yes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if A&M is so talented. They haven't put it together.
Yeah. Yeah, they got the talent is there. Tons of 5 stars, which a lot of them transferred out. I don't know who is on Texas A&M's roster besides Walter Nolan, to be honest.
Yeah, I guess there has been a lot of transfers. I'm just banking on those recruiting classes.
Yeah.
So that's fair.
They got to be able to figure it out.
Yeah. And like you said, I don't know who all's there now. So for all I know, I'm piecing together these recruiting classes and over half of them could be gone.
Yeah. Yep. And this is the day and age in college football. Just have no clue. That's kind of like the NFL now. You're like, oh, he's on the Jaguars?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It feels like there have been some. It feels like the last, I don't know, close to 10 years, maybe. Probably even more just 5 years. Bigger names have left teams.
Well, Jawan Mitchell, they're like, yeah, he got dismissed for Arizona State. And there were so many people like, when did he transfer?
Yeah. I just thought he was surely out of eligibility.
Yeah, I thought he was gone too. Whatever.
Can we stop using his last name though?
Yeah. Juju.
Sure.
He's wearing 90 something at Colorado. He's like, I won't be in this long. And I'm like,
well, yeah, because you only have a year left.
Or you might get dismissed from that team too.
If you get dismissed from a prime team, something's wrong with you. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going 9-3.
All right, 9-3. You heard it here first. That's a more important issues prediction.
Yep.
No. Let me ride with the Vols. Let me go 10-2.
10-2.
Let me ride with the Vols. Let me have some faith for once in my life, and ride with the Vols.
I'm gonna ride with 9-3 because I want my expectations to be exceeded like they were last year.
I want to be right. I really like to be right.
Okay.
My expectations weren't exactly exceeded because of the South Carolina game, though.
But okay, take that game out. That game we didn't even rewatch it, so it doesn't count. I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, going into the season, I feel better about this year than I did last year. And it's crazy to think about, but we were going into last year thinking, oh yeah, we could 8-4, maybe 9-3. We didn't think we were going 11-1.
No.
But I do feel better now that we have proven that we can do that and be in the college football playoff contention. That going into this year, I feel pretty dang good about it. Even with a new quarterback.
No, I agree.
So.
Sorry, I'm responding to this dietary restrictions and being extra. So you get that.
Also, shout out to our host this weekend, Mandy.
I am joking about those dietary restrictions, but to be clear, there are going to be a lot of us in one house, and those things do, get the old tummy upset. So probably would be a good thing for everybody. Just saying.
Shut your mouth. No dairy.
I really don't. Other than cheese. Huh?
You're
going to waterboard me with milk this weekend?
You're a milk and pizza kind of guy.
That'll be a regret of yours, I promise. If you give me milk, you will be the one regretting that, not me. All right, where are we at now? Position preview.
Yep, let's go quarterback since we were kind of discussing that a little bit.
I don't think we need to preview this position at all, unless we have that video of Joe Milton throwing an orange 100 yards. I think just Joe Milton.
Yeah.
No, on a real note, I mean, he's still got it. I think I was very impressed with how he looks like he's improved since being the starter the first time around at Tennessee. Let me defend Joe Milton from that perspective as well. A lot of people have said, he lost his job to Hendon Hooker, blah, blah, blah. I will defend him in this sense of when injuries like that occur, it's always interesting to see what happens afterwards. But Hendon Hooker played so well that when given the opportunity, he just never relinquished control. And so it's not like it went back. They didn't take a step back after the Pitt game and say, let's have a competition. Hendon Hooker just said, this is my opportunity. I'm going to play really well and played really well. So it's all like, I don't know. I'm not going to, Joe actually said in an interview that he didn't lose the job. And I don't know if that's entirely correct, but I think it also really just says more about Hendon Hooker than it does about Joe Milton, that situation. But since then,
he didn't really get benched, but he didn't go back in either.
Right. It's an interesting, but he went out originally for injury.
Mm-hmm.
Then you see Ole Miss in 2021. He makes a dumb mistake, runs out of bounds as time expires. So just a lot of questions. He looks improved in garbage time this year. Looks like he has better control of his arm. Then he gets to play the entirety of the Orange Bowl. And he doesn't play exceptional. But what I loved is that he just seemed to play within himself. He looked like he was more comfortable moving in the pocket, moving out of the pocket and going. He had control. He had command. He didn't turn the ball over. He looks much improved. If we get a Joe Milton like we got in Orlando, Miami,
mm-hmm.
I feel very comfortable about where we're at in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if Joe Milton gets us to that 9-3 point, he's played really well.
Yeah.
Or 10-2, whatever. He's played really well.
10-2, baby.
Say it again. 10-2. The thing that I love about the quarterbacks, and I don't know. I mean, it's a lot on them, but it's also, I feel like, something to do with the offense that they're in. Is like they don't really put the ball in harm's way too much. Joe Milton has yet to throw. I mean, he's played in 12 games? 12-ish games, something like that.
Probably if you're counting garbage time, yeah.
Yeah, he's thrown 12 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, I know like a lot of that's in garbage time, but he played a really good defense at Clemson.
They were missing.
We're calling that Vanderbilt game a trap game too, when they beat Florida and stormed the field in quotations. If you're listening,
that storming rivaled the Alabama storming. Just to be fair,
it did. Yeah, it did. So yeah, I think a lot of his success has to do with the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got a question about the offensive line from Charleston Vols 98. It said, what about the offensive line? Can they produce like the line last season? I mean, the past 2 years, we haven't had a huge, especially going into the season, high hopes for the offensive line. But they've seemed to play pretty well the past 2 seasons. And, I think eventually they'll figure it out. I mean, last year, it's not like when you play 2 quarterbacks, like when you have 2 quarterbacks, you don't have one. We've all heard that. But I feel like the offensive line, you don't have to play it like that. Like you can play multiple guys and kind of ride the hot hand. And so, yeah, a lot of his success has to do with the offensive line. But like you said, if he plays within himself, doesn't turn the football over, I think this offense should do just fine. And I think it's worked out perfectly. And not by design. I think Hendon Hooker sucks that he got hurt. But that South Carolina game was over when he got hurt anyway.
Yeah.
So that didn't derail the entire season. But Joe Milton getting to kind of showcase what he can do those last 2 games and become more comfortable. I mean, he was the MVP of the Orange Bowl. I mean, he was the best player on the field. Besides maybe Aaron Beasley. It's up for discussion. But and so I think he's got confidence now. I think him, playing behind Hendon helped him a lot.
Right.
Just kind of become more of a leader and see how you do it, and just kind of gain that confidence within the offense.
And
and
I'm
so
not saying he would have, but it's probably also good that he couldn't really transfer either. So
yeah, I mean, it's worked out perfectly. If Joe Milton, I know, if he doesn't play the entire year last year, I mean, I guess he was still going to stay anyway. But
right,
are people more on the fence of like, is this Joe's team?
Yeah,
and then does that confidence? It's not as high.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously a lot of the garbage time was good for him. And then, yeah, I mean, they made the most of the opportunity at the end of the season, like you mentioned. Yeah. I agree.
And then you got Nico behind him, 5-star. But again, this was Joe Milton's team. And kind of like last year going into it, it was Hendon Hooker's team.
Yeah, I think with the Nico.
Like you don't have to go. You're not going through like Alabama's going through, where like maybe you see some guys like this quarterback, some guys like this quarterback. Everybody in that locker room knows Joe Milton is the guy.
Yeah, and I think with Nico Iamaleava, I tried it.
Yeah,
I got the first part right. Okay. I don't know if that's right, but okay.
It's right.
I'm gonna look it up. It's one of those things, like I've said it multiple times. I think if you see Nico this year, that's bad for, could be a couple different reasons. Either Joe doesn't look great, and for the reasons you mentioned, you really need Joe to look great this year. Or 2, he's injured, and you don't want that to happen. You really, not that I don't think Nico, potentially, they seem to really be impressed with how he's come along. He's been with Tennessee for an entire spring now. They seem to overall like where he's at right now. So I'm not saying he couldn't get it done 100%, but ideally you don't want a true freshman starting in the SEC. That's ideal. That's not to say he couldn't, but what you'd prefer. So yeah, I think you really don't want to see Nico this year, preferably.
Yeah, unless it's in garbage time.
Yeah, sorry, as a starter, I should say.
Yeah. And then you got Gaston Moore, who might be the best quarterback on this roster.
He might be. I mean, I don't know why we're talking about the other two, for being honest.
Yeah. I mean, if Joe Milton can throw an orange 100 yards, Gaston Moore can throw it 101.
All right, hold on. We're gonna get Nico pronunciation. I'm gonna have you pronounce it, and then we're gonna have the pronunciation guy announce it. You're probably closer than Bob Kessling, to be fair, if that makes you feel better. Hold on. Wait for it. Oh, actually better than the pronunciation guy. I've got Nico himself. All right, you say it.
Iamaleava.
What up, y'all? I'm Nico Iamaleava, and
all right, there you go.
Dude, I'm telling you, been working on it. Print the shirts.
So, say it again, slower.
Iamaleava.
See, the pronunciation god, the how do you say it? The when it's written out to say it, I can't think of the word right now.
How you sound it out?
How you sound it out? It's EEAHMAHLAY. How would you say LAY?
Lay.
But that's you're saying it.
Is that how it's pronounced?
I feel like the lay isn't lay.
Maleava. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, we kind of say things weird anyway because.
But the way he's saying it, it doesn't seem like it's the way the pronunciation guy is saying it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean.
Hold on. Let's just
Tano.
Let's just take another peek.
I'm Nico Iamaleava, and
I guess he is. It's just very so. It's all capital LAY. That would tell me to enunciate the lay.
Yeah,
and he's not enunciating the lay. And so now I'm confused.
But you get it.
Let's have a whole episode on having help pronouncing his name.
Joe Milton almost had 1,000 yards in garbage.
That's hilarious.
Last year.
That's awesome.
He started 2 games.
I do love that when they
was in a downpour and we were winning by 50 points.
I do love that when they bring in quarterbacks in garbage time, they're still slinging that thing around.
Oh yeah, we're still on the ball, baby.
I love it. All right, we're gonna talk about Vandy. Do we have to talk about this game? I really don't care.
Oh, we don't have to. We can be done with that rewatch.
Let's just say that in the piss pouring rain, we still took it to Vandy.
Yeah, we rushed for like 400 yards.
I'm so glad we didn't go to that game.
Here's a great stat. Jalen Wright averaged 32 yards per carry in that game.
Yeah, he did not run the ball much, but he ran it far and fast.
Yeah.
It was fun. I mean, it was fun to watch from the comfort of my home. I would have even you win that game huge. I still would have been pissed to be there.
Yeah. I agree. We got a question from Josh Hazelwood. We in questions right now? We just done with that game?
Yeah.
56-0. I mean,
I'm good.
Yeah. Vanderbilt, why did you even show up? He says, pick to have a Hyatt-type breakout season. He's going to say Danico Slaughter solidifies himself as the clear CB1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I think that's – I mean, I don't disagree. If I'm going to go differently, I'm going to go with Jalen Wright. And maybe you're like, oh, it wasn't like a Hyatt or a Tillman where they just kind of come out of nowhere. But, yeah, Joey's been saying Slaughter. He's on it. I'm going to go – I just think Jalen Wright, I think he can have 1,200 yards rushing. Got to stay healthy, got to hang on to the football. But I think he's a clear-cut RB1. And I think he's going to have plenty of room to run. Now, again, offensive line hasn't been fantastic in fall camp, but I think they figure it out. And I think with kind of the stable running backs that you can keep everybody fresh, and Jalen Wright's going to be able to run far and fast like he did against Vanderbilt.
I like Jalen Wright. I mean, this might be a cheapie, but it's Brew McCoy's year at wide receiver.
It's got to be somebody.
I think he's going to be your main target. He's going to be the guy that's looked to. He's sneaky fast because he's big. He's fast for a big guy. He's humongous, and he's still quick. But he's probably your most consistent guy. You still have Ramel Keaton, who's going to make big plays for you in big time situations. But I think he's going to be the guy that Joe Milton looks to in tough situations.
Yeah,
it's Brew McCoy.
I like that. Yeah, I think that's I think it's got to be somebody. That wide receiver who's going to have the most yards. That's probably who it is. It could be Squirrel. It could be Ramel. It could be Thornton. I mean, it could be four guys.
It could be.
But yeah, I do love the Brew McCoy. I just think it gives you a little bit of something extra because, I mean, he can flat out pancake a defensive back at any moment, and I love that.
I want to see some big time tutties.
It's just something about guys wearing number 50. Okay,
Dog.
Going forward. So
Dog.
LSU has their 7, which it's like, is it the best player from the state of Louisiana wears 7? Is that what it is?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I thought it was a defensive back only.
No, because Leonard Fournette wore 7.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I think that's.
But also, that's not the defensive side of the ball, so it still could be okay. Anyways,
and I think they have 19. They give.
Is there only one number 7 on the LSU roster?
I don't know.
Go on. I'm sorry.
So I think they have that. Now, I think they have 19 where they give it to like the best defensive player or something like that. Anyway, number 15 is given to the most physical wide receiver.
I think it's just the dog number.
Okay.
You're a dog, you get 15. The doggest of dogs.
Okay. Yeah. So you got to have a little bit of everything. A little physicality in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
you go
that.
up, you make the grab in tough situations or whatever your position inquires. I want to see a right guard in number 15 at some point. Dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
You think we'll get to that?
If he's a dog, he gets it.
I mean, if Teddy Bridgewater can wear number 50, I mean, and Elijah Simmons can wear 10, and a right guard should be able to wear whatever they want.
They're like, Coach, your right guard can't wear 15. And Josh Heupel just looks that white hat in the eye and he goes, he's a dog.
Yeah.
That's it. And he goes, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see it happening now.
Yeah, what can you say? All right, that's all the questions we had. Anything else? We get to our segments real quick.
Yeah, let's do segments. You say all the questions? That was it?
We did get a comment from our last show. Forrest Jenkins says, "I was so glad to hear someone else say they hate hate Tebow."
I didn't even. Sorry, thought you were done.
No, I have had Tennessee fans tell me they like Tebow. Barf. I hate that dude. First, he's a Gator. Second, he always acted like such a D-bag during games. I hate his suits. Also, he's a Gator. And finally, he's a Gator. I love
Dude,
that.
don't even get me started on how much I hate Tim Tebow. You didn't hear the half of why I hate Tim Tebow.
Yeah. Oh, we do have one more question. Oops. Vol_life says, really excited to see the stable of running backs this year. Does the offensive running game become more explosive this season, along with Joe Milton more confident in scrambling?
I think Joe Milton's more confident in scrambling.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think he is.
But yeah, I think it's more explosive because, I mean, I just talked about Jalen Wright. I think your running backs are better. I think Dylan Sampson, another year in the system, definitely better. Jabari Small being healthier than he was last year. I think you just like where you're at with your running backs. And then you got some freshmen that are pretty physical, pretty big, and Cam Seldon and Khalifa Keith. And then, we're going to mention Deshaun Bishop, but he's probably out for the year. But yeah, I think you like the stable running backs, and again, kind of up to the offensive line to see how good they can be. But going to the season, you absolutely love it.
Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Most important.
All
right.
I got California winning the Little League World Series off a walk-off bomb.
Oh, I didn't see this. Good for them.
Yep. So go USA.
Yeah. You bet on it?
No.
It's hilarious. You can bet on those games.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up, but whatever. Caraco? Am I saying that right?
How you spell it?
Curacao? Caraco?
Spell it again.
Curacao. Curacao.
Curacao, I think.
Curacao, that's right.
I think it's Curacao.
Okay. I knew that didn't sound right. That's weird. It's usually like
Curacao. Okay, I almost said Curacao, but I was like, that doesn't sound Curacao. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, beat them. Sorry. We are big geography guys, but only in the U.S.
I know where Curaçao's at.
Do you?
It's near South America. I know that.
Okay. Well, usually the people who we end up playing is usually like Japan or Chinese Taipei or
the
Dominican
Latin
Republic.
team. Yeah, I was gonna say the Latin teams aren't in it. The Latin American
It's
teams?
usually like Chinese Taipei.
Wow.
Usually is the
okay. I would have banked on for sure like the DR or something being in it.
Yeah, I mean it wasn't going to be. Is it Curacao?
They're a Latin American team. Or
that's what I'm saying. I would have never bet on them to be in.
Oh, I did. That hit. I just had them going to the series.
Yeah,
I think that's the team. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that's the team that Maui Ahuna got in a fight with the year before he got to Tennessee. I believe it was Curacao.
Oh,
I think.
Well, they got their heartbrokens again. Heartbrokens again. Heartbroken.
My first one is Eagles offensive tackle Jordan. Golly, we're just struggling on pronunciations. I think it's Melata. I think he was that guy. Do you remember that Christmas album they released?
Mm-hmm.
The Eagles. I think he has to be a part of it. He sang Stevie Wonder, "Isn't She Lovely" at his wedding while his wife danced with his dad. Dude, he's incredible.
Really? Dang. Hey, he should wear 15.
Dog.
Dog.
Dude, you know how mad it makes me that a freaking NFL player has a voice like that? He's got the voice of an angel. He's a songbird of our generation.
I mean, God loves you, brother.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
He's probably funny too.
He's got it all. He's just got it all.
God, unbelievable.
Hey, dudes rock.
Dudes rock.
I've got one more.
Okay.
Donald Trump. He won his senior club championship. And I love when he announces it, he adds in a whole lot of things. So he wrote on some app. I'm going to guess it's the one that he's like essentially started. He said, "I'm pleased to report for those that care," which I just love, for those that care, that I just won the senior club championship. Must be over 50 years old at Bedminster Trump National Golf Club, shooting a round of 67. Now, some people will think that sounds low. There's no hanky lanky. Hanky lanky? Is that a thing?
What is hanky lanky? That sounds like a word for sex.
No clue. Many people, I think that's hanky panky, is it not?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Is he just like, does he not know what it is?
Well, he's out there taking strokes and, putting balls in holes, kind of.
Okay.
Many people watch, plus I'm surrounded by Secret Service agents. Not much you can do, even if you wanted to, and I don't. For some reason, I'm just a good golfer / athlete. I've won many club championships, and it is always a great honor. I mean, just an electric press release for him winning his own senior club championship.
Yeah. Did he also say, like, it's hard for him because he has so many...
Yeah. He's like, I mean, I've tried cheating out here, and I know you can't, okay?
I thought he was, like, saying, like, they're always around me, so, like it's hard to get, really deep in my backswing because I might hit one of them.
They say they have to stay close by. Yeah. I don't know. I just love the I am a great golfer athlete. And I'm just like, that's such a great line to add on there. Like,
heck yeah.
Love it.
Well, good for him. I'm glad he won. And you said he puts this on?
Well, it's like one of his clubs, one of the Donald Trump National Golf. Like, it's one of his like championships. He apparently has won like all of their first. Every club he's opened, he's always won their first. And sometimes he won't even play in them. Sometimes he won't even play in them, and they'll just he'll say, "Hey, today I shot a 67, which is better than anybody that shot it there." So I went.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, I don't know if that's true, but it honestly, people want to dog him for that. But if I owned a bunch of clubs, I'd probably do that too, for just being 100% honest.
Yeah, I feel like if you're upset about that, you're probably not winning these club championships.
Right. I mean,
so you're a little jealous. Yeah.
You should probably go to the range next time or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe spend some time in the putting green, my friend.
Yeah. Hey, have you ever thought about shooting lower?
You should try it. It's how we win. It's fun.
Right. Was that a most important?
I think I liked it. I liked it.
Okay. Yeah, sure. This is a selfish thing, but hitting 3 home runs in a game is awesome. Aaron Judge, his first
shut up, God,
3 homer game.
Shut up.
Yankees are terrible, but at least
they
have Aaron Judge.
Yankees suck.
They do. They're horrible. Also, I don't know if we mentioned this, but Joe Milton giving away the beats.
It's nice.
Yeah, just
I want to know how you got that.
It's an NIL deal.
Is it the beats? Like he has his NIL deal with beats or something?
So
or
they have a lot of, I'll say a lot, like 10 athletes. So I think Jaden Daniels also did it. Sam Hartman, I think Kool-Aid McKinstry.
You're telling me that NIL ends up benefiting every athlete on a team?
That's unreal.
That's not true, Landon.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Also, if Hendon Hooker doesn't get hurt, Joe Milton doesn't have those games, he probably isn't sponsored by Beats. Not every
Quit trying to spin zone Hendon Hooker getting hurt. Good God. I hate you.
I'm just I'm bright-siding it.
That's fair.
One more thing. Did you see this where you can stay at a minor league ballpark for $5,143 a night?
I was going to – do you all want to do that?
How many people can stay at it? There's 10 beds, but
– He's 10. So if we say 2 nights, that's $1,000.
Okay.
A little over 1,000. I think we do it.
That would be sick. Do we know anybody that plays for the Blue Wahoos?
Well, it doesn't like you stay there during like when they're not playing. Because it'll I guess, right? Surely.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess you're right.
Surely you're not sleeping in the clubhouse while they're like getting ready.
Do we get batting practice?
We do. They have it. They'll have the cage set up for you. You can go take BP at like 11:30.
I have another idea.
All right.
This is Tennessee baseball's new fundraiser. They let people stay in the clubhouse. Dude, you know how much money? Yes, dude. You know how much money?
Yeah.
Zerker, we just
Come on.
I mean,
We just gave you $1 billion idea.
Yeah.
Literally. Handed it to you on a silver platter.
well,
We facilitated this $1 billion idea.
yeah. So
From
we get to
we
stay
stole
for free
this.
whenever we want.
Trademarked.
Yeah. We get to take batting practice. We're gonna get really good at batting.
Yeah. Wooden bats only. I want the crack, baby.
Yeah.
Well, let me hit with the juice bat a couple times. I don't know if that'll help me at all, but let me do
I feel
it.
like you'd be a pretty good fungo guy.
I probably would be. That's probably about the only thing I'd be. That's like the
It's
just roll, just hitting the grounders, right?
yeah, you can hit pop flies too. It just hits it further. Like you don't have to hit it as hard.
Right.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
There you go.
Give me the bat.
Yeah, Zerk. I'm actually gonna text Zerk about this as soon as we get off.
Okay, text me and just be like, hey, we want to do this, but also if we can we just take BP? We're really just trying to take BP. That's it.
Yeah.
That's our only goal in this. All right. Fail of the week.
Yeah.
Probably me taking BP when we get the opportunity.
I'm gonna go Whitehaven football, man. High school football.
Uh-oh. What happened?
They played Tupelo High School, Tupelo,
Okay.
Mississippi. Didn't shake hands.
I like that. You wait till the end of the series. Just kidding. Why?
Got beat 37-0.
And they just all walked off the field, every single one of them?
No, they didn't shake hands at the beginning of the game, like their captain.
Oh, okay.
And then they got beat 37-0.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why are they not shaking hands? Like, it's not. Do they have a rivalry with Tupelo?
Dude, I have no clue.
It's so weird. Why do teams do that?
I don't know. It just like that team can't wait to beat your brains out when you do that.
That
You just set yourself up for failure.
That
And you look like a douche.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, you shake their hands.
Yeah, they didn't do anything to you. They're
In
just up
fact,
there to
What you do is
call
you
heads or
shake
tails.
You shake their hands and then you pull them in close. You give them a little kiss. You're like, hey, we're gonna beat the shit out of you tonight. You let them know real tight where the referee can't hear them. You're like, hey, you know what's gonna happen after this? A lot more than this kiss I just gave you on the cheek. That's what.
Whoa. Have you done that? You like you just did that off the cusp, or have you done this before?
No.
No? Okay.
No. I do. I have always I've not in football because it's hard to like really get close to people, but like in other sports where you can like, you know, you do your trash talk kind of under the you do it under your breath a little bit. So then like you're almost like gaslighting them. Like, did he actually say that? I don't know.
Beats me.
Just kidding. I didn't talk trash. I had way too much going through my head to ever talk trash. Million things.
I didn't really talk trash, but I did say some words that I will not repeat.
My first fail of the week. Actually, wait, before we get to that. Speaking of handshakes, can someone tell me what's happening at this captain's meeting?
Why are they so close? Are they giving each other a kiss?
It looks like they're like doing that, you know, when the kid blows their whistle. I think it looks like the refs like, because why is the ref crouching like that? And then the Halls players crouching like that. I mean, I assume they're doing the coin toss, but why are they getting so tight for a coin toss?
Is it so loud there? What's the decibels there at Gibbs High School?
They're pumping in crowd noise, man. We need to check that out. Gibbs light blue is beautiful, by the way.
It is beautiful.
Fail of the week though.
Fail of the week. I was looking up just like Tennessee, Virginia stuff because I just want to read more about Virginia. And they scouted Tennessee a little bit, and there are 6 players to watch: Joe Milton, Aaron Beasley, Jalen Wright, Jabari Small, Squirrel White. All those. Okay. The last one, I'll just give you a guess, just a random guess.
The last one, what's the category again?
6 players to watch for Tennessee.
It's an offensive guy?
Yeah.
Is it Nico? I don't know.
Jackson Lampley.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Hey, shout out to the offensive line. Dog.
Yeah. I'm like, I mean, nothing against Jackson Lampley, but
Yeah, what was the reason behind that? Did they say?
it just says top 6 players to watch, and it named Joe Milton, Aaron Beasley, Jalen Wright, Jabari Small, Squirrel White, and Jackson Lampley.
Does it have him listed as an offensive lineman?
Yeah.
Interesting. We're just giving the O-line some love.
Yeah, I was like, Cooper Mays, Javonte Spraggins. I mean, just any starter, I guess, would.
Right.
I don't know. It was just so weird to me. Yeah, maybe Virginia has no. I mean, they did think that they were supposed to play in Neyland Stadium, so
yeah,
I don't think they've scouted Tennessee very much, which is why
Do we think
maybe
they know
28
yet?
points is a good bet for Tennessee. I don't know.
I wonder if they were able to even get a hotel in Nashville. They might be staying in like Mount Juliet at this point. If they had to change their plans so late.
They're staying in Knoxville and then driving 3 hours.
Yeah, for an 11 a.m. kickoff, no big deal.
Yeah.
My first fail is it's Carson Beck. Listen, I don't know how old that Snapchat's pretty old, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Still love to see it, and now I've got dirt on you guys, so it works out. Doubly.
So I have dirt on you.
You think I'm ashamed of that? Good luck. Here, will you read that word for word, that Snapchat you sent?
No.
Oh, I love that so much.
I will not. All right.
That's all I got. Oh, tomorrow, Chick-fil-A, the one on Chapman Highway at least. They're releasing their chicken sandwich with melted pimento cheese on it, so I'm really excited about that.
Okay.
And a caramel crumble milkshake, which I'm into as well. I know what I'm getting for dinner.
They got you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I probably will not get a caramel milkshake at, 102 degrees.
No
But that
dairy.
chicken- Oh, yeah, the dairy's bad. But the pimento cheese chicken sandwich, that thing is going in my belly.
Also dairy.
Right, but I'll eat cheese. Some things we suffer for, my friend.
Okay.
Stay strong.
Just no milk.
On a real note, it's obviously not dairy. There's something, maybe it's how much dairy is in milk. Man, my friend. Whew. The things it does in my body, not good. No bueno.
No pimento cheese core wrap.
I mean, that actually sounds really good, but no, I'm going to go with the pimento cheese chicken sandwich.
Yeah. Who gets a core wrap? All right, guys, that's all we got. Thanks for listening. Great episode, by the way. Long episode, but great one. We're getting closer. We will preview Virginia, hopefully a little better than they try to preview us in that article I read, on Thursday. And we'll talk about whatever else. I don't really know yet. I'm just too excited.
We're going to
for
talk a
football
lot
season.
about Virginia. A lot about Virginia.
A lot about Nashville, I'm sure. What we're doing, come meet up with us. We're tailgating.
Hot dog review at someplace after the game.
Yep.
World's largest hot dog review.
Yeah.
Guinness is going to be there and everything.
Guinness?
The Guinness Book of World Records?
Guinness. Just a guy named Guinness.
Actually, yes.
All right, guys. Thanks again. We're bringing the boat in, and we out.